guys, it's your girl Bree, and for today's look, I'm going to be using ABH's Modern Renaissance palette. This look was inspired by my fiery red hair that I have right now. It was an accident, and I ordered the wrong shampoo, but hey, that's life, and I decided to make lemonade out of lemons. I also didn't realize my mic wasn't on when I was recording this video, so you're going to see me chatting it up, and for that, I do apologize. Right now on my beauty blender, I'm using Makeup Forever's Full Coverage Concealer in 06. And bouncing that all over the lids, making sure everything is nice and even. Next, I'm using Becca Cosmetics Hydra Mist Set and Refresh Powder to put this all over the lid and set the concealer. The first shade I'm going to be using from the palette is Burnt Orange, and I'm using a Morphe M573 brush, placing this all on the upper crease in windshield wiper motions, making sure the color is distributed evenly. The next shade from the palette is Real Gar, I think that's how you say it anyways, on a Morphe M513 brush directly in the crease, going back and forth. Using Red Ochre from the palette on a Morphe R37 brush, I'm going into the crease, making sure everything is nice and blended. This color also adds a lot of depth to the look. Now it's time to cut the crease using a Sigma concealer brush F70 and the same Makeup Forever concealer I used earlier. I'm going to stamp all across the lid. You want to take your time with this step, just making sure the concealer is all over the lid and right under the Red Ochre shade. Then you're going to want to flick the concealer towards the tail of your eyebrow. Now I'm going to be picking up the shade Primavera, which is a shimmer shade, and going all across the concealer, which I had already put down, and doing the exact same thing, stamping it all over the concealer, making sure the color is nice and vibrant. Now it's time for some fun. Using the Red Ochre shade on a Japanesque angled brush, I'm going to create a wing. After creating a line, you're going to take the color back in, shading any sparse areas. You're going to want to stamp Red Ochre all across the lash line from inner to outer corner. And voila, you have yourself a wing. Using an angled brush, I put Red Ochre in the crease to make it look more vibrant. Off camera, I put on some falsies by Lily Lashes in Style Luxe, and I also put some mascara on them. On a penciled brush, I'm using the shade Love Letter and just smoking out the lower lash line. Now switching over to Soft Glam, I'm going to be using the color Noir, which is a black shade, and placing that in the lower lash line and smoking it out as well. Using an angled brush to place the black onto the lower lash line and then a pencil brush to blend it out. For mascara, I'm using Maybelline's Volume Express the Colossal Cat Eyes Mascara and placing this on my lower lashes. Going in with primer, I'm using Benefit Cosmetics Professional Matte Primer. I love this primer, and I've said it before that it just fills all of my pores in, especially fine lines and wrinkles, and I'm all about it. For foundation today, I'm going to be using L'Oreal's Infallible Pro Glow Foundation in Buff Beige on a Sigma Kabuki brush. Placing this all over my face, just buffing it into the skin, making sure the foundation is even all across my face. This shade is a little warm for my skin tone, but I prefer a warmer shade anyway, so it's okay if it's a little bit darker because I'm going to lighten it up with the concealer anyways. After the foundation is on my face, I like to go back in with a damp beauty blender and just make sure everything is blended out with no harsh lines anywhere. Using the same beauty blender, I'm using Makeup Forever's Full Coverage Concealer and bouncing that under the eye, making sure I'm not covering up any of the work I did on the lower lash line. Just going back and forth, making sure everything is completely even. Same exact thing goes for the other eye. I just want to make sure that I don't mess up any of the work I had already done on the lower lash line. That tends to be one of my problems. I accidentally cover up everything with concealer, so I'm trying really hard not to do that. Same thing goes for the forehead. You just want to place it in the middle and make sure everything is blended out. To set the foundation and the concealer, I'm using Becca's Hydra Mist setting powder and placing this all over the face. To bronze up my pasty face, I'm using Japanesque blending brush, and I'm going in with the OG by Benefit Cosmetics Hoola Bronzer, placing this all around the perimeters of my face and just blending her out. Just doing a light nose contour. I'm going on the edges of my nose, making sure they're blended, as well as under the nose. To add a little something something on the inner corner, I'm going in with Vermeer on a pencil brush and just placing it in the corner of my eye just to give it a little something extra. I love doing inner corner highlight. I think it's so pretty. For blush, I'm using Jouer's Rose Cut Gems in the shade Kiss Me, putting it on the apples of my cheeks. For highlighter, I'm using Wet n Wild's Mega Glow in Flower Crown on a Morphe M438 brush, placing this on the tip of the nose, the Cupid's bow, the cheekbones, and the eyebrow bone. For lips, I'm going in with Bite Beauty's Luminous Cream Lipstick in the shade Tannin, which is a beautiful dark deep red shade, and I'm using an e.l.f. liner brush just to outline my lips so it doesn't bleed onto my skin. Now I'm going all in with the lipstick, just making sure I'm taking it slow so I don't go outside of the lines. This shade is just so beautiful. I just don't want it to get all over my face. For the last step, I'm using NYX's Dewy Set Setting Spray and just fanning it out. And you guys, this look is complete. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.